All right, so this is an age-old debate when it comes to hip hop. Crucial Conflict versus Bone. Let's get into it. Crucial Conflict versus Bone. Many 80s babies have debated this topic. And to me, the one thing that puts one group over the other is catalog and longevity. Now, just to make it interesting, I'm gonna take that off the court now. I'm gonna take that off the playing field. We not talking about longevity. I know. Y'all think I'm going down this road, but just stick with me. Stick with me. Let's just do this. Instead of which was the better group, who made the better album? As y'all are looking at, this is the final tick, 1996, and this is E.1999, my nigga. 1995. Between these two albums. Now, the similarities between these two groups is uncanny when you really look at it. For one, let's talk about production. Let me go back over here. The final tick. Production. This project was entirely produced by one member of the group, Wild Style, Ralph Wild Style Leverston. And the production was so unique. It was so original. There was nothing like this production on the market of hip hop at the time. There was nothing like it. When I say nothing like it, I mean strictly originality. Originality plays a huge part in the way I judge music in the long run. And impact as well plays a part. So we move over here. E.1999, Eternal. This project entirely produced by DJ Unique. So that's one of the things that these two projects has in common is they were entirely produced by one person. And when you go back and listen to these two projects, it's like mind blowing that these are entirely produced by one person. When we look at production now, 2025, anybody's album you go to, it's basically gonna be a smorgasbord of producers. And even when it comes, I mean, there's some producers like Metro Boomin, uh, there's other producers, DJ Toon, where when you see them, you just see one name on this. Uh, no ID. I could go on, and I didn't come up here to talk production. I came up here to talk artistry, which production is a part of artistry. But these two projects, East 1999 and the Final Tick, man, where to start, man? When it comes to the Final Tick, I think for me, this project is dope in every sense of the word. In every sense of the word, dope project. But even when if like I told y'all, I'm taking off longevity from Bone just to make this a discussion. And even with doing that, the Final Tick versus East 99 Eternal, it's hard for me to sit there and get at to Crucial Conflict, man. Even though as dope as they are, and the crazy part, hold on. Let me think about this, cause just looking at them as artists, right? You got Flesh, Lazy, Busy, Wish, and Flesh whenever he wasn't in jail. And you go over to Crucial Conflict, Shorty Capone, Roy, Fab. Hold on. Where's the members at, man? I know it was Wild Style. What's the big dude? See, that's the thing. Like, I forgot the other dude name who got the first verse because he was my favorite one, and I can't even remember his name right now. I probably should have did some more research, but that has something to do with why Bone ultimately comes out on top because I think just them being in the spotlight longer, people they know them better. Like they gravitate toward like when they say Busy Bone, they know what he bringing. They say Crazy Bone, they know what he bringing. They say Wishbone, we know what he bringing. Lazy, we know what he bringing. And with Crucial Conflict, man, what was the dude? The first, okay, Cold Hard. That was his name. That was his name. Cold Hard, Kilo, Never, and Wild Style. But I don't think anybody. I mean, we don't really know. I know Wild Style and Cold Hard, but the other two guys were kind of, But one thing about that point that I just made, it sounds very negative, but in the same light, when it comes to a group, Crucial Conflict, the balance they had a balance of artists to where there wasn't just like Crazy Bone doing all the hooks and Crazy Bone get first verse every time. Like Bone, especially if you listen to Art of War, there were certain time periods and they were going through certain little, in-house beefs and all of that throughout the catalog of Bone, which kind of made it like, everybody's favorite was somebody. And 9 times out of 10, it was either Busy uh, or Crazy. And some Lazy. Actually, Lazy was my favorite for a long while. But for the most part, Crazy was everybody's favorite. And Crucial Conflict, they didn't have that kind of thing going on. It was more of a balanced display. And maybe that would have changed if they would have kept going. Uh, but all in all, no matter which way you split it, I'm going with Bone. I think Bone, they did more for hip hop than Crucial Conflict. And I do think if Crucial Conflict would have had the longevity, if Wild Style would have continued to make the beats, and, I do feel like it would have been a little bit different. It could have been a little bit different. Um, I heard the project, CrewCon, which was it? Let me go back to their page here. Discography, Planet CrewCon, yeah, 2018. I heard this project and it was highly it was underwhelming to me. It was underwhelming to me. I really didn't like it. Uh, I did like I think the number one song on there. That shit beats like crazy. Crew con, Cold Heart, man. Cold Heart is dope. That's one thing I say. He's dope. When he gets on the hook, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't really think it's too much more to say on this. I think in no way I can put Crucial Conflict over Bone. I've heard people try to do it, and for me, it's a nah, man. But that don't mean they ain't dope in their own right. But for me personally, it's a nah, man. But I'm gonna go and get up out of here. That's why Jake, we in the lab one time. Hit that like button for hip hop, man. And I'm out.